This is how to import data into Nifty payroll. So I have an empty payroll file. I have 0 employees. So I've prepared some sample data. So I have employee data. So I have 40 employees here. They have phone numbers, emails, PIN numbers, ID sheaf, etc. So the first thing to do is to import the employee data, which is separate from salary data, which I shall show you afterwards. So to import employee data, you use this tool called import employees. The thing to bear in mind is that the sheet that you're using to import from must have columns that have only titles that match what is available here. So if you look here, you have phone. So for phone, it should be called phone, not telephone. Email should be email, not email address. If you want to get a blank sheet that has all these titles, you can export like this. I'll put it there. Say yes. So here it is. This is the template. So this template gives you all the columns that are available for importation. Now there are some columns you can ignore. You can see I've left some things blank. NHIF is no longer used. I've left address, gender. So you can leave what does not make sense to you or you want to put in later. Even these ones you can leave. So what you do is once you've got your sheet, so I've got my sheet here with my data. Let me close the sample. So I've got my sheet there with my data. I come to import employees. I say import from Excel. I go to that folder where I know my data is, and I pick my employee data, and I say yes. So it brings my employee data. Now you'll notice on this first page, I don't see other things. It's because that long sheet, let me go back there. That long sheet with a lot of entries, all I've done is to split it. It's still all imported, but I've split it to this phase so that you can see most of the information in one page. So the employee info, this is mostly the contact info on the first one. These are the numbers. This is the bank information. This is the departments, like that. So it's still one sheet, but I've just made it possible to view each thing by itself. And the reason is each of them is imported in a different way. So once I've imported from Excel and I've got it here, the first thing is we are on employee. Always start with employee info. You say import employee info. This thing can be used to update employee info when you have information later. But in our case, I'm only importing, so I only need to import that. This just says when these people were added into the system. It's just a marker. As you go along, as you add new people, it's just good to know when they came into the system. That's all that is. So I've put in the names, and how do I know that they're in? Now, this was what we had originally, and that, and that, and that. After I have imported, you can see this. This now is this person, but imported. So now if I go to the numbers, what it's doing now is adding the numbers to the person that I have already added, which is why you start with emp info. So now these records already exist. Now we are adding to them. So we import the numbers. You don't need to update in this case. If you are updating, you say yes. And then we can import the bank info. Now, on certain sheets, you have to match the information that you have to what is in this system. So like for banks, what I would do is set blank branch to head office, because I didn't have branches. So I'm just going to use head office. If you had branches, they would be here. Then I can do bank branch update. So it will combine the bank and the branch. Then I'll do match bank. So you can see now, this is what I want. This is what we are importing. These are the banks as they appear in our system. If you find that the way you've put in your information doesn't match, you may have to come and search for that branch. Like now you might have KCB Jogoo Road instead of Jogoo Road Nairobi. So you'll have to come match. It's only done once, so even though it's a bit tedious at this point, it's better than putting in one by one. So once I'm happy that I have the account number, remember these are the only two things being imported. I have the account number and the bank and branch, I can say import bank, like that. Then I come to departments. Right now I don't have any departments, it's a blank file. So first I add departments. So they are added. Then I match departments. So I want to match what was in the Excel sheet to the departments that I have now just imported into the system. Then I say import departments. Same thing for roles. I don't have any roles in the software right now. If I did match roles, you'll see there's nothing to match. But when I add the roles, so now I've added these roles, then I match the roles. Now you'll see they are matched. Then I can import. So this would be used to change roles. Like if you had a mass change of roles over time, you could use this to do that. Then I think in this case, we didn't have anything else. So I've added that information. So remember it was blank. Now I have all these people added. If you want to see the other information that's been added, I added, let me close here and reopen. Sometimes when you close this form, there's some things which are added automatically for people, like their rates, their tax status, and things like that, and whether they are active or inactive. Those things we did not import, but they are important for the software. They are added automatically when you close the employee list. Now, if I double click to look at this person, you'll see I've imported his name, his email address. I've imported his numbers, the ones that were provided. This was added automatically. These are the things that need to be added automatically. This was added automatically. His bank account is here. And that's it. So far, we've just captured the employee information. And that's how to do it, right? So just for a recap, quick recap, you have your Excel file with columns that match the titles that we have here as we go through. So for instance, it's not KRA PIN, it's just PIN and things like that. So your Excel file matches this. If you try and import and you get an error, make sure the titles of your columns match what this system is expecting. You import that data, it comes here, then you do one by one the different groupings of imports, and once they're done, you close, you have your employee information imported. I'll do another video, a partner of this one, that now shows after you've imported your employees, how do you import their salary? Because right now, all I have is employees, they don't have any salaries. So next video will show how to import salaries.